Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, my mom thinks she's entitled to her grandchild at all times. My mom is jealous. My parents want my gifted deposit back. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. My mom thinks she's entitled to her grandchild at all times. My husband and I live with my mom because she's a low-income earner. She cannot afford to pay for her mortgage, so we help her pay for her mortgage and house maintenance, etc. I also pay for most of her bills and all her car notes. In return, she helps with babysitting when she's free. Lately, she's started to become controlling towards my 2-year-old. She has yelled and screamed at her almost every other day, said nasty things. Couple days ago, my daughter wanted to sleep with her, so I let her. Middle of the night, daughter started crying profusely. So I came out to check and was picking up my daughter from her bed to come sleep with me. My mom suddenly snatched her away from me and said, "No, she cannot sleep with you, let her go." I was shocked and said, "That is my daughter, what is wrong with you?" She then said, "But she is my grandchild," continued to pull her from me while my daughter was crying. The next morning, she acted as if nothing happened and tried to converse with me. It was extremely bizarre. Since then I can't look at her the same way and have not spoken to my mom. I had talked about this with my direct relatives and they said I am wrong, took my mom's side. I'm honestly not sure what to say anymore. Am I the bad one here? For context, my mom was borderline abusive to me my entire life and never took accountability for any of her wrongdoings. Everything she did she claimed was because she wanted good things for me. I confronted her many times about her yelling at my child, but she has not stopped, claiming your daughter is bad so I have to teach her. My daughter is literally 2, can barely speak. Not sure what is so bad about her spilling water or wanting to draw on the floor. Update: lots of folks are asking why I allow my daughter to be in her life. It's a long story of how I got there. But over the years, I thought my mom had changed and became a nicer person. I've always assumed it must have been hard being a single mom raising kids, that's why I could understand why she was angry at us lots of times. And my daughter's obviously not near her anymore after what happened. I'm still processing the situation and trying my best here. Your mother's financial problems are not your problem. There is help for low-income people. But if she was borderline abusive to you, why in the hell would you open up your daughter to the same behaviors? You need to get out of your mother's home, and if she is that badly off, and if all of your other relatives think she was right, she can live with them. But get the hell out with your kid ASAP. She seemed to change over the years and lessen her behaviors when I started making decent money. So I allowed her, thinking she'd not be abusive towards my child. I grow up in a tradition where kids owed parents their lives, so I have to support her. I don't know how to cut her off and where she'd go if she couldn't pay her mortgage anymore. If your mother was abusive to you, she will be to your daughter. You have a choice to make, her or your child. Borderline is still too close for comfort, and it will just cause a cycle. She will be fine. She has been low income all her life and is still around, but more importantly, she puts your family in danger as this is not a healthy environment for your young daughter. You, your husband, with your daughter need to find your own place. Taking care of your mom's financials is holding your family back. With the former abuse you suffered as a child, you are endangering your own child to that same abuse. If the rest of your extended family is so much in favor of your mom, then they can pay all her bills. Check your local laws for anything regarding grandparents' rights involving grandchildren. Some places give grandparents the rights to spend time with their grandchildren, while other places do not grant grandparents rights to grandchildren. Your mother is abusive and toxic. She has not changed or mellowed. She is repeating the abusive behavior you experienced, but now it is your 2-year-old she is abusing. No matter what culture you are in, child abuse is child abuse. If you do not want your child to suffer the same abuse you did, you need to get your family away from your mother. Those other family members who are on her side can step in and prop her up financially. If she can't afford a house, she can sell hers and get an apartment or move in with relatives other than you. Your child comes first. You should not be leaving her with someone who says, "Your daughter is bad, so I have to teach her." The only things your mother is teaching your daughter are that family she trusts will hurt her and she is bad. This is not what a 2-year-old should be having to deal with. My mom is jealous. My mom is jealous of me, 30M, and it's weirding me out. Any slightest indication of my wife being intimate to me, my mom will let my wife know that she needs to be careful with me and that I'm her son first and my wife's husband second. I'm talking about instance when my wife posts on social media or simply talks nice about me. Is that a normal behavior? Should I talk to a professional about it? It's gotten to the point where my wife is having to watch everything she does and it's having an inevitable consequence in my family life. Right now my mom is visiting us for a few weeks, and it has created the most awkward situation in my household. Not normal and extremely creepy. It is your house, you are able to do what you want in your house, your mother is just going to have to deal with it. If your wife wants to hug you or kiss you in front of your mother's just going to have to deal. She can't tell your wife what to do pertaining to being intimate with you. That's just downright inappropriate and creepy. It's not normal behavior. It sounds like she is fighting with your wife over your attention and well-being. Your wife should come first, she's your immediate family now, and will need you to step up and create boundaries with your mom. If you have a problem with what your wife says or did on social media, that's different. Your mom had no right to tell your wife what she can and can't do. I'm a mom with only one child. My son. Yes, we've been close his whole life, but he's engaged. I actually respect him for the way he stands up for his girl, especially with me. Luckily, she's like the daughter I never had, but if an issue comes up, he takes her side while still showing me love and respect. I would never ask him to pick a side. My parents want my gifted deposit back. Edit, sorry, I should have said the house I own is circa 150 miles from where I'm now living. I have relocated back to where I am from as the intention was to be closer to family and friends. When I bought the house I was single and didn't expect to be doing long distance anytime soon. The property is also leasehold, so I cannot legally rent it out. I want to let the house go as I have no ties with the area I was living. It was simply because of work when I left uni and I stayed in that area for 6 years. My partner also intends to sell next year so we can buy together. The circumstances right now just make it more sense for me to sell mine now. There is a lot more to it than just this, it's just not really relevant to this post. Today I told my parents I am putting my house on the market as I've recently moved in with my partner, overlap, but whatever. When I purchased it they gifted me £2,500 towards the deposit and signed the declaration to say I wouldn't need to pay them back or they wouldn't have any stake in the house, etc. I asked why, to be told they don't want me to have that money towards my future with my partner. We plan to buy together, because they don't see him as the right person for me. Bear in mind they've said that about every partner I've had, bar the one who was the abusive drug addict, but that's another story. What do I do? I have a copy of the signed declaration that the money was a gift. I still saved up the majority of the deposit, they just made up for the shortfall at the time. They regularly use money as a weapon against my personal choices. I am 28 for anyone wondering and been with said partner for 3 years. Keep a copy of the declaration and hide it where they won't find it. They might be the type to rip it up to prevent you from using it in court. You need to stop letting them try to control you. You owe them nothing, so don't give them anything. If they continue to push their views on you, go LC. Safe deposit boxes are a thing. Take copies of important papers and store the originals at the bank. I would call your dad and ask him if they are having financial problems and if they really need the money they gifted you to help them out of a tight spot. Make him admit he doesn't need the money. Then ask why you are trying to extort money from you. He won't like it. You need clear, firm boundaries. Your finances are not your parents' business. When they want to discuss things that you want kept private, just repeat as often as necessary, "That is something I only discuss with my partner." When they disparage your partner, just repeat as often as necessary, "My partner loves and respects me." You are not treating my partner with respect, and you are not treating me with respect. Either speak nice or don't speak at all. I would be very direct. I will not be manipulated into living your choices. If you want to be part of my life, you need to get your priorities in order. Follow through. Never say anything you can't commit to. Dear Abby said it best. No one can take advantage of you unless you allow it. Make several copies and keep them in different places, and don't pay them a dime back. Hell, scan it into your Google Docs and make sure you email copies to them and your significant other. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.